I was ready to move into something more internal where you're focused on like building the teams and candidate experience and being able to be part of the process more than on the agency side. As a software company, you always have to have people, good salespeople out there selling to your customers and providing the upsell features to the current customers. So we're continuing to hire there as well as sales engineers. I think the goal to get in 2023 is to hire another 250 folks across the distributed throughout the United States and internationally. Whenever your day may start or finish, is that you're contributing to something that is important. It's skilled, specialized, and just being a valued member of a team.
Happy Monday. So today, new start to the week, so new guest today. Today I have Dan with us, who is a senior technical recruiter at Sumo Logic, focused on engineering and product. He strives to provide a great candidate experience, hire for culture and talent, move fast in a hyper-competitive market, and get candidates the best offer possible, especially because the market's saturated. If you do not provide a good candidate experience, if you do not take into account whether the candidate will be satisfied or not, there will be a company that will beat you to that and provide the candidate with a better salary, a better package, and then you will lose a great candidate, which would cost you in the future. Let's welcome Dan on 10 Minutes of Hiring Wisdom, where he will tell us about what got him into recruitment, how his transition was like, go from wanting to be a baseball player and then going into recruitment, and what he's learned along the way. Hi, Dan. How are you doing today?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for having me.
Of course. So, Dan, can you tell us about how your day is going so far? What are the plans for the rest of the week?
Yeah, day's going well. I started out with a little morning workout and then got online. I have a few meetings today internally, and then have 4 or 5 candidate calls coming up. So, kind of the day is always dictated by the jobs on my desk and what I'm working on as the highest priority. Right now we have a number of high priority engineering roles that I'm working on. So that's kind of where I'll be focused.
Okay. So Dan, would love to understand, you work with a company called Sumo Logic. Can you tell us more about what it does, and as in, like, why did you join it? What specifically attracted you to this company in the first place?
Yeah. So I joined Sumo Logic a little under 2 years ago. They're a big data and analytics company focused on reliability. It's a SaaS company for practitioners. So DevOps, SREs, all about reliability and observability. So it's a multi-tenant cloud native software company. And the reason I joined, Sumo Logic was a client of mine when I was an agency recruiter. And I had a lot of positive experiences with them on the agency side. And I was ready to move into something more internal where you're focused on like building the teams and candidate experience and being able to be part of the process more than on the agency side. Agency was a great start to me learning how to recruit and working with candidates and getting into companies, but it was more full cycle and it had more of a sales motion to it. And because of that, it was more transactional, just because of the nature of like the commission structure. So I moved into Sumo Logic for a lot of those reasons. And the people that I worked with at the time at Sumo Logic were super great to work with, interesting product. They had just gone public by the time I had joined. So it was really positive on the financial side as well, from a recurring revenue and, product market fit, all of that. They had proved themselves after 10 plus years. So that's what kind of brought me here. And like I said, I've been here for close to 2 years and have enjoyed it a lot.
Okay, so I'm glad it worked out. You definitely had the experience from the agency, and what you learned from the agency, you implemented that in Sumo Logic. So it's definitely inspiring. So I think a follow-up question would be, Dan, would be, a lot of companies during the pandemic started suffering. Companies that started growing off really fast started to see a decrease in their revenue, which caused a lot of layoffs. But Sumo Logic seems to be doing well. It seems to be hiring and it seems to be growing. What is the secret sauce behind that? What is Sumo Logic getting right that other companies couldn't get right in the first place?
Yeah, so far so good. Sumo Logic has been very focused on growth in the right way. I think at certain stages, your company is all about growth, and then you turn more towards profitability rather than growing at all costs. And we're kind of at that time frame where we're shifting from grow at all costs to a focus on profitability. I think customers have gone from 2,100 to 2,400 in the last year. We have a new chief of field sales in place, as well as a new chief product officer. So there's a lot of fresh new ideas, new blood within both the teams. Certainly haven't been immune to some of the economic changes and the shift of people looking for new jobs during the pandemic and all that stuff. So we did have some attrition, but built a strong internal recruiting team and really focused on hiring for culture as well as talent and people that are excited about the product, excited about the core values of the company. It's a great place to work. So I think the combination of all those factors has been pretty fortunate for Sumo Logic to hire good people and retain a lot of really talented folks.
That makes sense. I think based on research on and reading Glassdoor reviews on Sumo Logic, one of the things that was a lot of candidates want to stay within the company. I think one of the biggest problems companies these days are facing is they find it hard to retain talent. So you mentioned culture, you mentioned that it's a great place to work with, but can you build more on that? Like what exactly about the culture is so great that people would not want to leave Sumo Logic?
Yeah, I think it kind of speaks to our core values. And as an enterprise SaaS company, you're really successful when you're in it with the customer. So it's very customer focused. If you're not focused on the customer, you're not doing it right, in our opinion. So working with that in mind, it's very transparent. We have company-wide all hand monthly where you're hearing from our CEO, the CMO, the head of sales, the CFO on financials. So there's no secrets really, when things are going well and we're celebrating our wins together. A lot of company recognition for, those overachievers at any given point. And people being recognized for their work is, publicly is, I think, important, gives them the sense that they're contributing to something bigger. And then also focused on like one single task and that going back to focused on our customers and, just retaining and hiring the best folks possible because it is very competitive out there. I think the core values kind of sum up some of the reasons why it's been a great place to work.
No, I love that. I think putting yourself in the feet of the customers, because at the end of the day, they're the ones that have to use your product, is something that's so important. And people who resonate with that, people who understand that we're working on a problem together, is something that's so important. And especially when you're appreciated for the work that you're doing every day, just helps you feel validated that, okay, I'm part of something that's bigger than me. I'm making an impact, whether it's even on a small scale, but the work that I'm doing is making a difference. And when you see the people at the upper hierarchy appreciating you for that, it's something that's super important and it does help in extrinsic motivation. So thank you so much for mentioning that, Dan. So Dan, 2 other questions. You mentioned that your company's growing, it's hiring. What kind of positions are currently open and what kind of positions are you actively hiring for?
Yeah. Right now we're, I'm focused on the engineering and product, and we're certainly hiring, back-end developers, data engineers, always hiring like product managers, product marketing managers. That is going to pick back up come around like November 1st. Right now, we're not on a hiring pause, but we're being a little more strategic and just slowing things down over the next probably 6 to 8 weeks. On the go-to-market side, within like our pursuit and new customer account reps, as a software company, you always have to have good salespeople out there selling to your customers and, providing the upsell features to the current customers. So we're continuing to hire there, as well as sales engineers, which, have that technical function, but are customer facing. So they're a little bit of a hybrid role. And then, engineering management, director level. We're a 1,000-person company that's hired close to 300 people in 2022. So, I think the goal to get in 2023 is to hire another 250 folks across just distributed throughout the United States and internationally.
Okay, wow, that's definitely a good number. And I can definitely see with the right people, your company will continue to grow and make a difference. Last question, Dan. So this would be a bit philosophical, but would love to understand your take on it. What does purpose at work mean to you?
Sorry, what was the question?
What does purpose at work mean to you?
Purpose at work.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's comes from a sense of doing important work, being fulfilled, feeling like when you log off at the end of the day, whenever your day may start or finish, is that you're contributing to something that is important. It's skilled, specialized, and just being a valued member of a team. Someone that the company, we want to hire people that we, quote unquote, can't afford to lose. And if we do a good job and retain them, and continue to hire folks like that, then we're headed in the right direction. So, doing important work that is contributing to a larger goal, driving towards a mission, both individually, to hit your own personal goals, whether you're in a sales function or an engineering function or anything else. So hitting those personal and then the company goals, and then also just enjoying it. And I think the value of working for a company where its work-life balance is so strongly promoted as well. Ideally you're doing a good job and you're not being burned out at the same time, which goes back to just being a place that people want to work and want to stay.
Okay, well done. Thank you so much for coming on the show, for sharing about your journey, how you moved to Sumo Logic, how your experience has been, and what you're doing to get the best talent when it comes to understanding candidates from a perspective of culture and seeing how they would match the company that you currently work with. It was a pleasure learning from you, from your experiences, and what you've learned along the way. I hope you have a great rest of your day and the candidates that you speak with are a great fit for the current roles that you're hiring for.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.